we going to get into today? Well, today we are going to make caramel apple moonshine. I mean, this is a classic, but it is a good one. And it's so easy to make. Now, this batch here, you can scale it up or down, whichever way you want. This is on the smaller side, but you can then scale it. So let's get started making this. But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. So the very first thing that we're going to have to do is we got to get our apples prepared. So we already washed these apples. What I need is to core them and slice them. And there ain't no use, I'm not going to peel them, but you could if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. So I just want to core these apples out. And it's up to you how much apple you want to use. I'm going to use, these are kind of small, so I'm going to use four apples. And it's just, I'm getting there. All right, so there's 4 apples cored. And what we want to do is we want to slice them up and not into too awful small slices. I like to kind of leave them in bigger hunks, right? And we could slice these up and throw them in the pot. Now, what I might do is, once I can put everything in jars, add a couple slices of fresh apple to it too. I just think it does a couple things in my mind. It's visual and flavor. And these are good apples. This is the best time of year for apples. All right, almost done. Okay, let me get this out of my way. I find somewhere to put it. Okay, so we got our apples in here. All right, according to the directions, next what we want to do, add everything to this pot except for the alcohol. Okay, so what do we need? All right, we need a half a gallon of, and this is a gallon, but I want a half a gallon of apple cider. All right, there's a half a gallon of apple cider. Run that room. All right, so then we want a half a gallon of apple juice. And this pot is about on the verge of being full. Okay. Oh, it smells so good already. All right, now we want 1 cup of brown sugar. Scissors. One cup of brown sugar. And is that a half cup? Yeah. Half a cup of caramel syrup. I think it's if I can get it open. The little pull tab didn't work. So I make mine. We want a half a cup of, this is what you put on like ice cream and stuff. You could melt, the caramel thing, but I just thought this would be the easiest way to do it. Okay. And then the last thing on there is I got 4 small cinnamon sticks. All right, so what we want to do is we want to bring this up to a simmer. I'll turn it on a minute. Bring this up to a simmer and let her simmer for about 15 minutes. Get some of that flavors, some of the flavors out of the cinnamon sticks and out of them apples. All right. And just stir, keep it stirred every once in a while. So let me get that started, and then we'll be back, okay? All right. Okay, so I simmered that for 15 minutes, and the apples are starting to break down, and that's just going to add some more flavor to it, and a little more apple flavor. Oh, it smells fantastic. All right, so what do we do now? Well, now we got to let it cool down. All right, and if you're impatient like I am, you can take a baggie of ice and set it in there. That will help cool that down a lot faster. So let's let that cool down, and then we're going to get ready to add in the Shine, and then we'll put it in some bottles. All right, so I'll be back in a little while. Okay, it's nice and cooled off, right? All right, so what we want to do is add a quart of your favorite Shine. This is 110 proof corn that we made, and we're going to mix that in. All right, and then just give it a stir. All right, so when it's time now, we're going to put it in some bottles. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to pour it through a strainer, just if there's any big hunks of the apples. We just want to strain them out. All right, so let's start. Let me turn this around so I don't spill as much as I make any mess and I don't have to. And we're just going to fill our bottles up. I just want to leave a little bit of room for, I'm going to put a slice of fresh apple in there just for good looks. Oh, this is fantastic. And these are 750 milliliter bottles. So I should get a hunk out of it. And like I said before, this recipe, you can scale it up if you want. Some people love to give a lot away. Well, I mean, I give a lot away, but I can only drink so much. Heat. All right. It is good looking shine though, ain't it? I need some. Let me get this out of the way. This is one of the best Apple makes one of the best shines that there is. All right, let me get these all bottled up now. I'll be ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little slice of apple in each one. Except I missed the core of that one. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to put a little slice of apple in each one. One more. Whoop. All right, and then all we got left to do is put a lid on them. And this last one, I'm not going to put a lid on. Not yet. Okay. Best thing to do is let them sit for a week and let all them flavors infuse. But we're going to try one right now just to give it a shot, see how it tastes. I mean, visually, it looks great. Oh. I really taste the apple, of course, but the caramel, that caramel is just, it gives it a smooth, and then you get that nice light burn of the alcohol. Wow. That is nothing but fantastic. Woo! So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 750 milliliter jars, and like I said, let it sit for a week and it's going to be outrageous. All right, okay, well, I guess that's the last thing I got to say. Well, wait, one more. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.